Hi, everyone. I'm Allie Cook, the president of the Michigan Regional Alumni Association, and I am here today to talk to you about how you can get promoted at work. Now, oftentimes employees feel really bad about asking for things, whether that's a title upgrade, little bump in pay, what have you. It can be really hard to ask for things. Now, I have found a lot of success in finding opportunities within my places of employment. So I'm really excited to share my experience with you and the help of Olive. Um, so the first thing that you're going to want to do for your company is to provide more value. Now, I know that can be tricky. A lot of people feel very overworked and underpaid. However, stressing the importance of your role within your company is not only going to help keep you there, but it's going to help them realize, hey, this is someone we need to be watching. Now, regardless of the type of job you're in, this could look a couple different ways, but it's available for everybody. If you're working in something like retail or food service, it might come down to, hey, there's a customer issue, or maybe with inventory, training, something like that. And instead of escalating it to management right away, you take a moment, use your training and your best judgment, and handle it yourself, obviously depending on company policy. However, if you were in more of an office type role, this might look like approaching your manager and saying, hey, how can I help? What needs to be picked up? Is there anything I can take off your plate? Is there anything you want to show me that you think I would be good at? As long as you're showing that you have that drive, that desire to learn, that's what's really going to count. Next, it's important to network with people higher than you. These people are going to help keep you in mind when opportunities start to arise. It's going to be really helpful. It might give you insight into even other departments. Like if you work in an agricultural field, it might help to know what's going on with the plants, as well as how these plants are being processed, how these plants are being sold. Having feelers in a lot of different departments is never a bad thing and will often help you gain that leverage in one way or another. On that note, getting feedback from your supervisor is incredibly helpful. This really shows them that you want to grow, and your supervisor is going to be your biggest asset and advocate. They're going to be there for you when you mess up. If you're honest with them, they'll have the ability to have your back. But at the same time, they want you to keep growing. A good leader will want to help you develop. So by showing that you have that interest in development, that you want to know how you can improve, that's going to speak volumes to your employer. Now, I found this interesting in that LinkedIn is actually a really great way to stand out to employers. When I was first inducted into Phi Theta Kappa, I posted it on my LinkedIn, just a couple of nice photos that we had taken, and my CEO actually called me within a few days after and said, "Who are you? I need to know everything about you." And it was solely because of my newfound affiliation with Phi Theta Kappa. So don't be afraid to post your academic achievements, your professional achievements online, because that's how you're going to get noticed, especially once you start reaching out to other people in your desired industry. You should also be taking initiative and demonstrating leadership skills, as we discussed prior. If it's something like conflict resolution, if it's maybe some kind of discrepancy, being able to take the lead is going to help you keep yourself safe with your employment, have a little job stability, but also show that you're not just going to stop when there is a problem, but you want to figure out why yourself instead of making it somebody else's problem. I always told my staff, don't just bring me a problem, let's work on a solution together. So if you actively work towards that solution before management even know it exists, when it's appropriate, that looks really good. You should also just be a positive presence at work. I know that we all have bad days, and it can be really hard to leave home at the door when we go to work and work at the door when we go home. But it's really important to just be that positive person, be excited to be there, be an advocate for the company. Companies like their employees when they're kind of like cheerleaders, as cheesy as it sounds. When people truly believe in the product, the message, the brand, they're very aligned with the company they work for, the company appreciates that, because we've probably all had a job or an experience where there's been one negative person that soils everything. As they say, one bad apple can spoil the bunch. This being said, if you're a positive presence, that also sets the mood for everybody else, especially if you're in a leadership position. It's contagious. So, this being said, this is my thoughts on what helps people get promoted at work. I truly hope that it helps you. I've experienced promotions many times in my past, and I have found that these tips to be the most beneficial. At the end of the day, you really have to advocate yourself and sell yourself, because that's what it is. If you don't believe in yourself, why are they going to? Thank you so much for your time.